The strength reading. I decided to come on. I have 30 minutes before midnight. So I'm going to roll with it. So to start this reading, I will not be going by the book. However, I'll be just doing general meanings, predictions, guidance, and the problem meaning. And pertaining to each card, there is a total of 15 cards already have laid for me to read out. And pertaining to the strength energy we were in today. Sorry to deliver so late. I go with the flow. Take it how it resonates. I'm basically doing this for my journaling purposes, educational and spiritual purposes as well, and for my guidance. The first card that appears to start this story is the Five of Hearts. Healing lost. The Five of Cups speaks of loss and regret. It appears at those times when we have to say goodbye to something in our lives and find it hard to cope with. The empty feeling that leaves behind. One for the reasons loss feels painful is because we struggle to hold on to the possessions, people, jobs, etc. When the time comes to let go, we then find it difficult to disassociate ourselves from these things, and thus a part of us feel empty when they're gone. Although this card feels sad and discouraging, it also signals a happier time. If we are able to deal with loss, to accept and heal it, we leave a space for something new to come into our lives. This could be a new relationship, work opportunities, friends, or even new dreams. It is important, therefore, not to resist the passing of something or someone from our lives that no longer belongs, but instead welcome in the changes which are more appropriate for us at this time. Prediction. Healed grief will make space for new one. Guidance, grieve losses to allow new opportunities. Problem, suffered a loss. The next card is the strength card. The energy we all as a collective has been in today. Inner strength will always win over outer. Strength is one of the most important human qualities we can possess. Compassion, integrity, and wisdom may seem equally, if not more important, but without the strength of will and character to see them through, they will come to nothing. Thus, the strength referred to here is not an outer or physical one, but rather an inner strength, the ability to endure difficulties and persevere under pressure are all aspects of this. The image of a lion that often appears on this card is appropriate because strength is tied up very much with courage. The lion can afford to be brave because it knows it has the physical strength to handle any situation it finds itself in. And people also, courage of conviction and strength of character are two sides of the same coin. Prediction will become stronger. Guidance, focus on your strengths. Problem, lacked strength. The next card is the Ten of Wands, carrying the weight of the world. The Ten of Wands relates to the burdens of responsibility. There are times when we think we should be doing more, that we are not achieving enough. But these thoughts often come from feelings of guilt or failure, not from self-love. Doing things for the wrong reasons can result in us leading inauthentic lives, trying to prove we are good people. It is then becomes difficult for us to be replenished and we spiral further downwards till we burn out. The card also speaks of the ways in which we allow others to subtly dump their baggage on us, and in particular, their emotional problems. These patterns of relating to others can become so ingrained in our psyches that much of the time we stop differentiating between others' baggage and our own. It is important when we are feeling the weight down by responsibilities to remember why we are carrying these burdens in the first place. The most challenging aspects of our lives are also usually the most rewarding and bring with them the greatest gifts. Each responsibility we take on, as long as they are our own and not others, holds an opportunity for greater ennoblement and strength of character. The choices we make and responsibilities we take on can define us as high and noble beings on a journey to greater and deeper levels of humanity. Prediction, achieve balance and perspective. Guidance, be alert to stress and burnout. Problem, burned out by responsibility. The next card is the King of Wands. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. The King of Wands represents boldness, originality, and forthrightness. He speaks of a part of us which is adventurous and powerful, willing to take risk and inspire others to follow. This is the sign of the great leader within us, the powerful king who can conquer anything he sets his mind to. Something to look out for with this sort of personality, however, is an accompanying feeling of omnipotence, which can often resemble more a child than a great warrior. We may think sometimes that we are all powerful, able to achieve anything, but we would be wise when feeling this way to remember that none of us is omnipotent. We all experience knocks, and we all have our Achilles heel. Prediction, leadership, and accomplishment coming. Guidance, cultivate self awareness. Problems, experience setbacks. The next card is the Hermit card, the quiet life. This card is a straightforward one to understand. It depicts the traditional image of a hermit, one who withdraws from everyday life in order to be alone and discover deeper meanings. The card represents those times in our life when we need to take time out and take stock of where and who we are. The hermit understands that we can be so influenced by other people and their opinions that the only way to discover who we truly are is to spend some time in solitude and rediscover ourselves. This can be difficult, of course, as other people may not recognize or want to accept this change in us. However, it is important to heed this call to turn inward in order that we can grow into the person we are meant to be. Prediction, a spell of solitude. Guidance, slow down. Problems, a need for time and space. The next card is the Judgment card. Your day will come. This card depicts Judgment Day or the final day of reckoning. This is supposed to be the day on which good souls are awakened by a trumpet call and finally rewarded for their hard work. We don't, however, have to wait till then to experience such a life changing event because we are continually being presented with opportunities to transform ourselves and our lives. The trick is listening out for that trumpet blast and recognizing it when we hear it, and that comes down to good judgment. Prediction, transformation around the corner. Guidance, be open to a new direction. Problem, resisting the call to change. The next card is the Devil card, your own worst enemy. The devil is usually seen as the ultimate embodiment of evil, but in tarot he is used more to represent temptation. Traditionally, the devil doesn't have a great deal of power himself. His power lies in his ability to entice human beings into doing things which will ultimately lead to their downfall. Therefore, if we have anything to fear in this card, it is ourselves. The card is a reminder of how we are often enslaved by our own weaknesses. The reason we are trapped is because we are no longer in charge of our destiny. For a heavy drinker, it is the bottle that is in charge, while for a compulsive pessimist, it is the negative thoughts that call the shots. When this card appears up, it often warns of an unhealthy situation developing where we are losing control of our lives. Prediction, temptation may arise. Guidance. Don't sabotage endeavors. Problem. Trapped in our own unhealthy situation. The next card is the Five of Wands. Discretion is the better part of valor, yes. But the Five of Wands speaks of conflicts and competition and niggling problems that just won't seem to go away. Our need to fight with and win over others can come from a healthy place, but often it arises from a place of fear. For instance, we may need to we may feel the need to protect old patterns of behavior or ideas and values which are outdated and ought to be dropped rather than defended. Sometimes feelings of inferiority can also cause us to pick fights if we feel our egos need protecting. It can be difficult to ignore calls to fight, particularly if we are feeling under threat or if we just love that buzz of adrenaline. However, it is important to keep a lookout for what triggers us in life and ask ourselves whether these incidents are really important enough to pursue. It is, after all, better to use one's energy to work towards a place of inner peace and harmony if possible, rather than a state of conflict. Prediction. Resolved conflicts will bring success. Guidance. Rise to the challenge. Problem. Conflicts preventing growth. The next card is the Six of Diamonds. There is more happiness in giving than in receiving. The Six of Coins is the card of giving and sharing. It asks us to look at those times when we have been generous to others or when others have been generous to us. On a deeper level, the card asks us to look more philosophically at the ideas of ownership and impermanence. What do we actually have that belongs to us? Do we own things or are we merely borrowing them for this lifetime? We are asked also to remember that everything changes and that sometimes we come out on top, able to give, but at other times we go through bad patches. We are reliant on the kindness of others. We may not realize that there is always something we can give to others. Money might be the first resource that springs to mind, but this is not always practical or appropriate. What about love, friendship, time, knowledge? We can make a difference to the lives of others, and the Six of Coins asks us to consider in ways we may achieve this. Prediction, future kindness, guidance, consider other people. Problem, hard heartedness. The next card is the Three of Hearts, the Three of Cups. All for one and one for all. The Three of Cups is the card of community and its celebration. In cultures which advocates the philosophy that we live to work, it can be hard to take seriously or deep need as human beings to bond with one another and celebrate our togetherness. After all, this is the point. What does it achieve? But celebration is an end in itself. We could equally ask, what is the point in just living to work? Where is this joy in that? but also the greater joy and safety is there than in knowing that one is both loved and able to love. Prediction, greater connections coming. Guidance, engage more with others. Problem, lack of community and connection. The next card is the Nine of Hearts, which is the Nine of Cups. Ask and you will receive. The Nine of Cups is known in tarot as the wish card. It is the card which tells you that you can have what you want and represent the contentment and happiness which can come from that. The basis of this happiness, however, does not originate from anything outside ourselves, but rather from the joy which manifests within. It is from this place that we find the bliss of our soul, which then flowers and spreads into all other aspects of life. Through the emotional, physical, and even material planes, the appearance of this card can, of course, be a very positive sign, but it also warns us to watch out for the negative feelings that can be aroused when wishing for something. We may be able to get what we desire, but if in the process we end up being complacent, taking things for granted, desiring the wrong things, or becoming impatient or greedy, we have missed the positive spiritual aspect of this card. We should also remember the responsibility that comes with having our wishes come true. If our dreams are shallow, so will our lives be. Prediction, fulfillment, and contentment coming. Guidance, be careful what you wish for. Problem, desiring the wrong things. The next card is the King of Hearts, which is the King of Cups. Harmony is more important than truth. The King of Cups is a consummate diplomat who chooses his words and his timing very carefully. There are times when it is important to tell one's truth and be honest and open. Again, there are times when one needs to hold one's tongue and be diplomatic. Sometimes harmony is more important than truth, and that is the message behind this card. Oh, in some sense, the King of Cups represents dishonesty amongst conflicting emotions and demands. He is asked to be political, while his own, perhaps contrary, feelings are repressed. Thus, the card can speak of deviation from our true feelings. The message is, however, ultimately a positive one. It points out that sometimes we do need to put our intellect and reason above our baser urges and instincts, and that it represents a sacrifice and healthy suppression of ego. Prediction, greater harmony coming. Guidance, keep cards close to your chest. Problem, unguarded words. The next card is the Nine of Clubs, which is the Nine of Wands. Battled, hardened. The Nine of Wands speaks of relentless perseverance, of facing all the battles life has to offer and still remaining strong at the end. It is the card of grit, determination, stamina, and integrity. It is the card of the hero. We do not all necessarily experience our battles on a grand scale, such as current world poverty In tackling human rights abuse, most of the heroic actions in the world are small, involving little steps, and most go unnoticed, even to ourselves. Thus, this card can be a sign to us that we need to recognize our own small yet valiant steps towards justice and a better world. There are many great things that this card represents and celebrates. However, it can also remind us of the consequences of engaging in the battles of life. Everything has its price, and the Nine of Wands is no exception. It points out how we become battle scarred, worn down by the relentlessness of life's demands. For this reason, it may reflect paranoia or defensiveness, which any of us would feel had we been under constant attack for any length of time in our lives. Prediction. Efforts will be rewarded. Guidance. Believe in a positive future. Problem. Wounded by life's battles. The next card is the Three of Diamonds, which is the Three of Pentacles, which is the Three of Coins. Fail to plan, plan to fail. The Three of Coins represents a need for competence. It is simply about planning, knuckling down, and getting the job done. Many people focus on what can we have now without carefully caring or strategizing to achieve something worthwhile in the midst or long term. Planning our lives more carefully can provide us with more fulfillment and meaningfulness. Yet we do not need to do this alone. The three symbolizes a team, thus suggesting our plans can often best be made with more heads than just our own. Prediction, future application, guidance, work well with other people. Problem, lack of resolve. The final card, thank you, is the Temperance card. Moderation in all things. To end the reading of the strength energy we are in today, we end it with temperance. We beginned it with the Five of Hearts. The Five of Hearts is healing loss. Temperance, moderation in all things. This card has the simple message of moderation in all things. Temperance means showing restraint in our actions and feelings. Being caught up in extreme situations and powerful emotions can be exciting, but does it get us anywhere? Probably not in the long term. To temper something is to take it and soften it. Temperance card asks us to look at our life and see if we can take this softer approach rather than trying to force things to happen. It asks us to try gently coaxing and exercising patience instead. Prediction, peace will come. Guidance, don't work too hard. Problem, lack of peace. Final, go back into the strength to end before I go into the energy I am personally in today is the Page of Wands. So strength, keywords control, composure, calm, fierce, powerful, yielding, forgiving, adamant, and force. People typically find it difficult to step back from a situation to assess it and make a sound decision. Impulsive, reckless behavior can lead to conflict and strife. Even more difficult, it is the ability to forgive ourselves and others of transgressions. The tiger in this card represents our animalistic behavior as well as the rage and impulsiveness that we should curtail to lead harmonious lives. Despite the violent nature of the tiger, the young woman is able to retain her composure as she sits atop the ferocious beast, giving us the impression that the volatile forces at work are within her control, displaying actual strength, the ability to channel or subdue destructive impulses and transmute them into beneficial energies requires real power. As with the emperor, the volcano in the background radiates fiery energy, this time under the auspices of the zodiac Leo. The transformative forces at work give rise to the lush vegetation surrounding it. The archetype strength can manifest itself in many ways, from the fury of nature to the masterful self-control exerted over our wild impulses. She is resolved despite of upheaval, calm despite of adversity. When she appears in a reading, she may be telling you to step back and tap into your inner strength to avoid impulsive and reckless behavior. Page of Wands. Judgment is at the bottom. The Emperor. King of Swords at the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and look for the Page of Wands. Page of Wands. "12:04 is my 12 o'clock midnight alarm. Are you looking for authentic friendships? This reading starts the Page of Wands reading, the current energy I am currently in. It starts with the Chariot. Harnessing the fighting spirit. Just imagine a chariot hurling into battle, being driven by a team of charging horses. It must have been an awesome sight. This is the image that this card summons up. A powerful one-man fighting unit, ready to do battle and take on the world. The chariot represents the spirit and the determination to succeed in all the battles we face in life. There are times when it's right to go with the flow, and then there are times when compromise is the best approach. Yet when this card turns up, it often indicates that what is needed is a gritty determination to win. It is important to remember, however, that many of our conflicts are internal ones. So this card should not be taken as a license to go out and do battle with the world. Prediction. Challenges ahead. Guidance. Strive to meet goals. Problem. Difficulties overcome. The next card is the